Petrodollar is actually a device invented by Kissinger and Nixon.
The standard of living of all Americans can be traced back to here, the vast oil-rich deserts of Saudi Arabia.
In the early 70s, after the Arab crisis happened with the oil embargoes, OPEC basically tripled the price of oil to the Western world. And at that time, America realized that they were vulnerable because they were importing about 70% of all the oil they consumed.
To secure a reliable foreign source of oil, U.S. President Richard Nixon sent his Secretary of State and National Security Advisor, Henry Kissinger, to Saudi Arabia for a secret meeting. The result was a pact that still stands to this day.
If Saudi Arabia, which at the time was the world's largest producer of oil, would sell the oil in U.S. dollars, America would defend Saudi Arabia and make sure the House Assad would stay in power.
As a direct result of this U.S.-Saudi agreement, all other oil-producing nations also adopted the dollar as the de facto medium of exchange. Demand for it increased exponentially all over the world, and soon it had a new name: the petrodollar.
Your currency is only as strong as the demand for it, just like anything else, a supply and demand. Why the petrodollar is important? It causes a demand for the U.S. dollar. A lot of Americans don't realize that over 70% of all the $100 bills in the world are actually outside of the U.S. There's more $100 bills in Russia than there are in America.
This stockpile of U.S. dollars in countries around the world is because oil is bought and sold using the greenback.
If oil starts trading in non-petrodollars, such as gold or a basket of currencies, or if China and Russia start trading in yuan and ruble rather than U.S. dollars, that demand isn't there. And the way of life for the average American will be done. It will be worse than the Great Depression.
All right, Shalom. This is Har 1 by Yasha Allah of the Lions Den Camp. I want to say Kal Halayim La Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai by Hashem Harakah Kodash Ma'amah. Double honor to the elder apostles of GMS and their elders. Shalom to you, Akim, Nagwatim, and children that believe in sincerity and truth around the four corners of the earth. Yeah, man, you heard about the, it's crazy, I just did a lesson on it the other day, dealing with the petrodollar. And you go back and look at it in the playlist, I guess you call it. All right, my video uploads. And it's speaking about the death of the petrodollar, all right, and what would happen. See, they kept speaking about it. What would happen if China and Russia found a way to trade in the yuan and the ruble? All right, that interview we just watched, that was before crypto and blockchain was set up. They probably had it already, thought of, but they didn't have it in place. But now they've created that invisible currency where all the nations can move to that, move to the blockchain and establish their currencies on there and back their currencies by gold, silver, oil, or through the blockchain. All right. So now America is going to be left out there. That's going to be called what? Worse than the Great Depression. That everything stops. And that's where we at right now. All the nations are pulling away from every deal that was set up through America, Babylon. Them Lucifer, those elite bankers, people like Kissinger, that they set up. Anything with his name involved, he's a demon. So him being involved, he it can't be good. All right. So they said this was his setup, the petrodollar, got his signature on it. And that's something during the time of Nixon. Never knew that. I never knew that personally until now. All right. So with that being said, man, it shows the plan because Kissinger is still around. And I think he's still around. And you have all the nations moving away from the dollar. They've already done it. They've already found ways to trade in their own currencies through the blockchain. All right. Instead of moving towards bilateral agreements instead of multilateral, or vice versa. You know, because they used to dealing straight with um, America. Now they're dealing with other nations. All right. So now this is Sirach 10:8. Because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches gotten by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another. All right, and that shows how Esau gained their power seat, the way they're moving, how they dealt with Saudi Arabia and said, yo, they'll protect the oil in their fields, when they found out that, damn, they was importing 70% of their oil from Saudi Arabia and all these other nations. So America wouldn't have had no power. But that wouldn't have went according to prophecy. That's how you know that them Arabs are not Esau. All right? Esau runs the whole damn world with that dollar. That's the whore. And she got pimped out, man. And now all the nations are going to strip her of all her riches and her wealth. This place, Babylon. So through unrighteous dealings, man. So that's what that is. Those are unrighteous dealings. Backdoor deals, secret meetings. All right. And now you got Saudi Arabia trying to pull away. It made more sense because a couple of years ago, I heard about this story with Saudi Arabia trying to pull away from the dollar. All right. Because through this oil deal, the Petro dollar, America gave Saudi Arabia their own printing press. So they started printing dollars. That's how you see them princes over there. You got Edomites and you got what they call Ishmael mingled in over there, calling themselves a prince. All right, you see how they living? They living off that dollar. Their printing press, man. They can just print dollars to infinity. As long as they keep that price at a certain level for America to get the oil. But now Saudi Arabia's talking about raising the price. And they're doing deals with Russia and other countries. So that's I forgot the guy named the new crown prince, but he was in some trouble a couple of years ago when he started getting into power, man. But him, he put it out there, yo, they trying to move towards the blockchain. They trying to move towards crypto or electronic based system. So what they're going to do, they're going to do away with the dollar. They don't need it no more. All right. So then what happened? What that guy say? He says it's going to be worse than the Depression. The Great Depression, man, 1930s. Where you had people jumping off the damn balconies and roofs, committing suicide so much that they had to come out with the movies in the theaters to keep people from killing their damn self. All right. Starvation, mass starvation. Everything came to a grinding halt. All right. This is Ecclesiastes 12:1. Remember now thy creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not. All right, some evil times we in right now, man. They're here now. All right. Nor the years draw nigh, man, when thou shalt say I have no pleasure in them. While the sun, right, the mirth of the land is gone. All right, partying and bullshitting, getting rich or die trying. That's what everybody was on, man. Money, hoes, and clothes, and drugs. And the day when the keepers of the house, so like it, while the sun or the light or the moon or the stars be not darkened, nor the clouds return after the rain. In the days when the keepers of the house shall tremble. All right, the politicians, the president, the governor, the congressman, the keepers of this place, they're going to tremble. And the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders shall cease, because they are few, right? There's not going to be any work out here, man. All right? And also the stock market is going to come to a grinding halt as well. It says, because they are few, man. And those that look out the windows shall be darkened, and the doors shall be shut in the streets when the sound of the grinding is low. All right. So when there's when these nations are investing in America, and everything just stops on Wall Street, stops with long-term investments, stops with the exchanges dealing with these nations buying the dollar, which Russia's not buying the dollar anymore. But when everything literally stops, and I think that's what they're preparing for. That's why they got everybody under these mandates. All right, and it's an event that's going to end off, I believe, in what we know to be worse than the Great Depression. All right, the end of the petrodollar. Now it says this, and the doors shall be shut in the streets, and the sound of the grinding is low, and he shall rise up at the voice of the bird. Instead of getting up at your alarm clock, you were getting up to birds, man. I mean, sleeping out in the woods, or, you know, you ain't gonna hear no construction outside. You hear just the nature. And all the daughters of music shall be brought low, man. And that's what, right here in America, all these damn celebrities and entertainers, and that's in that spirit of mirth, they're gonna be brought low, humbled, man, low, down to the ground. All right, so with them establishing the dollar as the world currency, with the Bretton Woods Agreement, robbing the nations of all their gold and silver, or with most of their resources, weakening the nations. Now the Lord is using these nations. What the scriptures say, let the weak say I'm strong. All right, so they're all becoming strong through blockchain and through their deals with each other, instead of dealing with America. And through their weapons technology, scriptures also say, beat your plowshares into swords. So these nations have put all their money that they would put usually into agriculture or the building of their nation. They put that money into building up their weaponry and their technological advances and nuclear stockpile and nuclear enrichment. All right. 2 Ezra 16:21. Behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon earth, that they shall think themselves to be in good case. And even then shall evils grow upon the earth, sword, famine, and great confusion, man. So all of that is growing right now like a cancer, like mildew upon the earth. All right. So victuals was that food, raiment, all the commodities, mainly. You know what I mean? It's like the essentials. They're everything's cheap right now. It was, but through hyperinflation at the shelves, the devaluation of the dollar, all right, it's losing power. So now people go to the shelves. Something that costs $2 costs like $7 now, or $5, and you got to move over to the next item that looks just like it with a different brand, and you get something cheaper. What does that mean? The quality of food is going to decrease as well. Thus, you have the FDA approving all kind of downgraded foods coming into, allowing these factories to do whatever they want. All right, bring in fake meat, pesticides, all kind of shit, man. All right, all that reflects hyperinflation and the crash of a society and the economy. All right, also the dollar. All right, so everything's cheap, but at the same time, the same dollar they're spending, right, is hyperinflating, and it's a bubble about to burst, or the lack thereof. All right, so it's too many dollars out here in the world. All the nations had to keep buying the dollars and to put it on reserve, and that bubble's about to burst, and all them dollars are gonna come home to roost. All right. So now, it's so good cheap upon earth, but what at the same time, so many evils are growing upon the earth, and the petrodollar is about to be done. It basically is, but they're gonna nix it. It's gonna be an end point where they're done with it. And at that point, all hell gonna break loose. People say it, but shit, these people gonna bug out here, man. All right, and they preparing for it. You talking about Hunger Games? Shit, Hunger Games probably got more, um, seem more organized than what's gonna be out here. It's gonna be nothing but chaos, Mad Max type shit. All right, in the midst of a collapse, worse than the Great Depression, and you got these wicked ass jakes out here and these wicked heathens, man, and these wicked movies and media pumping all kind of thoughts into their mind. It says, for many of them that dwell upon the earth shall perish of the famine. See that? So, and that's what is going to happen. You're going to have a lot that scripture say the slain of the Lord shall be many. And and after this mandate, man, you know, and the other that escaped the hunger shall the sword destroy. All right, so they might get through the hunger, get something to eat. So everything gonna be happening in like phases, man. All right, then the sword gonna get them, the gun, or destruction, right? And the dead shall be cast out as dung, right? Because there ain't gonna be nobody to bury them. Like your paramedics, they're gonna get caught up in this too. The police, the pallbearers, whatever you want to call them, man. All right, a lot of them are under the mandates right now. So Tom will tell the story of what's going to happen to these people that's going out to getting that. You know what I mean? So it says, and there shall be no man to comfort them. See that? There's not going to be nobody around to comfort anybody. The only thing you'll be able to comfort yourself with is these words, if you're in this truth. You know, and the brethren. For the earth shall be wasted, and the cities shall be cast down, man. All the cities, they're going to be cast down, especially here in America, Babylon. The city shall be cast down here. All right? The United States. And, you know, there's a lot of cities. For the earth shall be wasted, and the cities shall be cast down. There should be no man left to till the earth and to sow it. Right? Just like on that Will Smith movie. I haven't been able to remember none of these movies lately. But I'm sure somebody will leave it in the comment board. Probably could not. But the movie with Will Smith, I don't feel like looking it up because I want to stay on track. But he had a dog, and they had the whole zombie situation, and plague broke out. You know what I mean? Yeah, that one, man. How it looked in the beginning of that movie, it was just ghost town, and he was desiring to see another human being so bad that he was talking to a damn mannequin. All right, and people gonna desire what the scriptures say: men shall be lovers, people shall be lovers of their own selves. What's that? Social media, selfies and shit. That's gonna be over. The internet gonna be done. People gonna be tapping at their phone and it ain't gonna work. Wake up next day, they gonna tap at it again and it ain't gonna work. This is gonna be a message on there like, come down to your nearest center and we'll take care of you. You know, come down to this concentration camp if you fear for your life. All right, communication is gonna be shut down. There shall be no man left to till the earth and to sow it. All right, not gonna be any lawn mowers out here. People mowing the lawns. Concrete gonna be breaking up because you're gonna have no construction workers working on it. No cars on the street, keeping the street down. The asphalt, it's gonna start breaking up. Trees and plants gonna start growing through it. Me and my children looking at that the other day. All right, so yeah, man, no man to till the ground and to sow it, right? Or to lay the ground down or to build up the soils of this place. And the trees shall give fruit, and who shall gather them, man? All right, it's not gonna be anybody gathering the food and the fruit to put it in the factories and sell it. It's gonna be stuff growing on trees, man. People are gonna be in concentration camps or dead, or in jails, or running, hiding. The grapes shall ripen, and who shall tread them? This is before the destruction, before the nuclear fire. All right. So there ain't gonna be no grape, no wine, no liquor. All right, that's what it's talking about. Who shall tread them? That today, people don't go out there and tread grapes anymore, except for the Middle East. But over here, they still have the factories. All right. So, and what do you make with treading the grapes? You make wine or grape juice. Ain't gonna be none of that. All right. And who shall tread them? For all places shall be desolate of men, so that one man shall desire to see another and to hear his voice, man. It's gonna be that bad. It's gonna be that bad, man. We can't even imagine. All right. So that one man will desire to see another. Right? Can you imagine that right now? Like, look at us, you know. A lot of us in this truth, we wouldn't mind, but we want to see our brothers, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, Jake, they always on social media, always in the fucking camera, and always in each other's face, always at the clubs. Why? Because they scared to be alone. All right? It says, for of a city there shall be 10 left, man. So that's ultimately what this is going to lead to. A breakdown of society, depopulation. The Lord going to allow Esau to fulfill their plan just a little bit. That's why the Lord said He's going to rain fire upon them while they're eating. So they're going to be eating, digesting it. But He's going to make them vomit it all back up. All right. And 2 of the field, which shall hide themselves in the thick groves and in the clefts of the rocks, man. They're going to be hiding in caves and in sewers and shit. All right. As in an orchard of olives, upon every tree there are 3 or 4 olives. So in each house, in each city, it's only going to be a few people. And, you know, they're going to have them troops. They're going to send them troops out. The UN troops, NATO. You're starting to hear them talked about now. The UN stepping in, dealing with these mandates. So they're going to send in them Gurga troops, the United Nations troops, man. Troops from all over the world. And they all hate America and Americans. Or as when a vineyard is gathered, there are left some clusters of them that diligently seek through the vineyard. All right, so even though you'll go through a cluster of in the vineyard, you know, you diligently search through it, but you're gonna get all the best one, or you know, get all the ones you want, or the bad ones out, whatever. But it's still gonna be some left over. All right, just a few, and that's what this is gonna be like. From the death and destruction, whoever's left, they're gonna send the martial law troops after you, or after us, I should say. And even so, in those days, there shall be, even so in those times, see, even when in the midst of the martial law, there shall be 3 or 4 left by them that search their houses with the sword. All right, so that's twofold, man. People are going to die from the destruction and from these damn troops. All right. I'm going to end it with this. 2 Ezra 2:26, right? Because the scriptures say what? We are not ignorant of Satan's devices, man. Their imaginations, their plans, everything they're doing. People like Kissinger, this petrodollar scheme, pyramid scheme, and then the dollar itself in existence, fiat currency, fake money, funny money, credit systems, where there's no money, but they got all the resources. The rule of thumb is if you don't have it in your pocket, you don't own it. And even then, you you only own a portion, because it could be taken from you here. That's why the Lord says, stash your riches in heaven where thieves don't break through and steal. People like Kissinger and them, man. Nixon, Biden, you know, all these puppets that they've set up. 2 Ezra 2:26, right, man. As for the servants whom I have given thee, there shall not one of them perish, for I will require them from among thy number, man. So the Lord is going to require us, the hopeful elect, from among those numbers that we're just reading about. 4 left in the city, 3 left here. So they're going to be required from among those numbers at some point. So it's going to get bad, man. Be not weary, for when the day of trouble, so the Lord said, don't be weary. For when the day of trouble and heaviness cometh, see, it's coming. There's going to be trouble and heaviness, heavy pressure from above and pressure from below. All right, heaviness cometh, man. That's sorrow, hell. Others shall weep. The water y'all about shy, man. Others shall weep and be sorrowful, but thou shalt be merry and have abundance. Abundance. Abundance in the midst of that, man. The heathen shall envy thee. When it, you know, the Gurga troops and all them or whatever, United Nations troops, the banking elites, China, all of them, they're going to, all these heathens here in America that's left around, they're going to see you getting taken care of and the Lord blessing you on some, covering you with his angels. All right. In the midst of that, they're going to see that, man. See you raising the dead, possibly. Healing people, you know, eating. The heathen shall envy thee, but they shall be able to do nothing against thee, saith the Lord. My hand shall cover thee, so that thy children shall not see hell. Right, the hell that Esau is about to bring.